So last year at BlizzCon, Blizzard announced Classic World of Warcraft and how it would be coming out at some point in the future. Now, we haven't really heard any updates about the Classic WoW realms in over several months now, but we can probably safely assume that come BlizzCon this year, we're going to get some information about the Classic WoW realms, when a beta might be coming out or something. The point is, it's probably on the horizon. Well, hopefully it is anyway. I know a lot of you guys are really excited to either experience Classic WoW for the first time or maybe just re-experience it if you're an old school veteran like me. So what I decided to do for the people out there that maybe haven't played it or whatever, I want to give you guys my 5 big tips for leveling in Classic WoW so that you have the most fun possible. So let's get into it and let's get started. The first tip that I would give you guys when it comes to leveling in World of Warcraft Classic is take your time. Nowadays in World of Warcraft, all the meat and the potatoes is located really at the end game, the raiding and the PvP, and that's kind of where you're being encouraged to get to as fast as possible. Bust through the leveling, get to level 110 or 120 in Battle for Azeroth, and just start on the end game. That's where the meat is of the game. But in Classic WoW, that's not the case. You see, the level 1 to 60 experience in Classic is packed with a ton of content. It's packed with everything from your dungeons to your class quests and so on and so forth. And if you just rush through this as fast as possible, you won't really get to enjoy the world to its fullest as Blizzard intended. And I think that would be a real shame. There's a lot of people out there, including me, that consider the leveling up experience to be the best part of Classic WoW. You'll join guilds, you'll leave guilds, you'll meet new people, you might get in massive arguments with those people, you'll travel across the world, do group quests, do dungeons, get exciting loot drops, make your character more powerful, you'll gank people in Stranglethorn Vale, you'll get ganked in Stranglethorn Vale, and you just never know what's going to happen. It's a true adventure to get to level 60. So I highly encourage you to take your time getting to max level. You will not regret it. Number 2, professions in Classic WoW. Level them while you level up. It will slow down your leveling experience a little bit, but trust me, you will not regret it. Now why? Why should you focus so much on leveling your professions while leveling up to level 60? Well, the main reason why is because it's very, very helpful to do so. Whether you're a blacksmith or an engineer or an alchemist, every profession has a tremendous amount of value that it can bring to your level up experience, and it can make the experience a hell of a lot easier. Let me explain. You see, in WoW today, if you were to level up a new character and let's say, you made a warrior, you tend to get gear and items for him relatively quick. Every other quest will probably give you a new pair of shoulder pads, pants, a chest piece, a new sword, whatever. In Classic WoW, this is not the case. Gear is very few and very far between. It is not uncommon for you to be stuck wearing a pair of pants, for example, for probably over 12 levels. For this reason, you may encounter situations where your character is just so weak compared to the mobs that you're trying to fight. So let's say you're a warrior. Being a blacksmith is a tremendous help because you can make gear and weapons for yourself that make you more powerful than, let's say, a warrior that doesn't have blacksmithing. Rather than having to deal with the woes of, oh my gosh, like these mobs are so freaking hard to kill, you'll have that extra 5 stamina. You'll have that super cool runed copper axe that nobody else has, and so on and so forth. If you're an alchemist, you will have healing potions, whereas nobody else does. So when everybody else is dying to that one mob, you're just popping a healing potion and you're right back to full health and you just keep on going. And that's awesome. Getting involved in professions as well makes you work the auction house a lot more to make money, and this is very useful down the road for trying to make money to buy your first mount. But overall, keeping your professions leveled up while you level up, it makes the leveling experience a whole lot more fun, and it just makes you feel like a freaking badass to be walking around holding an axe that you crafted, that you created, and you're cleaving off some heads with it. Number 3, build a good reputation. Building a good reputation in Classic WoW is a really, really big deal. Building a good reputation in Classic WoW is a very big deal. Now, why? And why do I say this? And why is this so important? You see, nowadays with World of Warcraft, let's say, for example, you make a Orc Shaman on a server. It could be any server, a roleplay server, a PvP, a PvE. But let's say one day, I feel like making a human paladin. Well, today, you can go and make that human paladin. But in Classic WoW on PvP servers, you can't. Now, I don't think I would be wrong to say that many of you guys have probably seen videos of Terran Mill versus South Shore, or the PvP videos that have taken place at Blackrock Mountain. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of you guys are excited to play on PvP realms and take place in the epic vanilla WoW world PvP scene just like I am. But here's the thing. If you do roll on a PvP realm, you can't have a character or 2 characters of both factions. If you play the Horde and you make that Orc Shaman, you are stuck playing the Horde. If you play the Alliance, you are stuck playing the Alliance on that server. And another thing is that there is no cross-realm technology back in Classic WoW. So when you're walking around Orgrimmar, or when you're out in the world questing, the people that you see, those are the people on your server. And those are the people on your side. That's your team. That's your community. It will happen eventually where you're going to remember and be like, oh, hey, that guy XX Sniper, he is the coolest enchanter on the server, and I always go to him for my enchants. Or you're going to remember, hey, Billy Bob, dude, that guy is always in Orgrimmar giving out portals to people for 1 silver. You're going to build a reputation within this community, and so you need to make sure it's a good one. I've seen it happen before. I have seen people talk about people either in guild chats or on trade chats saying, hey, that guy, like let's say Joe, do not invite him to your guild. Do not invite him to your groups. He is a ninja looter. If you ruin your reputation on this small, tight community, it's ruined. So while you level up in Classic WoW, build a good reputation. Join a guild, get active in the community, talk to people, get involved on the forums, quest with people, be cool. Just build a good rep so that when you hit level 60, it is going to be possible that, hey, maybe they've heard of you. The point is that if you're an asshole in Classic WoW, your community, your faction, especially on a PvP realm, they will never forget. And they will never forgive you for it. Number 4, do not forget your class quests. Class quests are one of those things that people really genuinely miss from Classic WoW. They miss every 10 levels going back to the Undercity or Stormwind and seeing a new class quest waiting for them that can reward a really freaking cool staff or even reward a new ability. Yeah, if you guys didn't know this, back in Classic WoW, a lot of spells and abilities were locked behind class quests. So for example, if you were a shaman, and let's say you wanted the water totem and the healing spells associated with it, you had to go and do the water totem class quest line. Otherwise, you wouldn't have it. You could hit level 60 without having a water totem or any of the spells associated with it, and that's it. Until you do the class quest, you won't have it. So don't forget your class quests while you level up. And why would you want to miss your class quests? They're freaking awesome. The rewards that you can get are incredible, and the adventures that you will go on in order to unlock these rewards is great. Some of these quests are going to be tedious. They're going to take a long time, but in the end, when you get that whirlwind axe, or you get that water totem, or you get that staff, or you unlock that bear form, you're going to be like, man, I really feel like a warrior. I feel like a mage. I feel like a druid. I feel like a shaman. And that's what makes it so cool. The class-specific quest lines that really bring out the fantasy of the class that you're playing. Do not skip your class quests for multiple reasons. They're fun. You will get new abilities, and you're just going to have a good time. The final tip that I have to give you guys is pick up and sell everything. Everything. If you see some dried bat blood on the ground, pick that shit up. If you see some spider pubes laying on the ground, pick up that spider pubes. The chances are somebody wants those spider pubes and you just looted some. Grays, whites, greens, it doesn't matter what it is. Pick it all up and sell it. Sell it to make money because you're going to need the money for when you hit level 40 and get your first mount. As you guys probably know, that mount at level 40 is very expensive. And the level 60 epic mount, forget about it. It is very, very unlikely that you're going to get that level 60 mount as soon as you hit level 60. Very unlikely. You're going to be working for that thing for a while after you hit max level. But to speed up the process, picking up everything and selling it to a vendor is great. But this also applies to items like meat. It applies to pieces of gear. It applies to things like malachite, tiger's eye, and so on and so forth. Don't just vendor this stuff. Take this stuff to the auction house. You may pick up something like, oh, look, coarse spider thread or something, or spider silk, and think, man, nobody wants this spider silk. Yes, they do. Put it on the auction house. People are using that stuff in their professions. Don't underestimate it. Just because you don't need it doesn't mean somebody else doesn't need it, and you can make some big money on the auction house if you have the time to just go to the Undercity, go to Orgrimmar, Stormwind, whatever, and put it on the AH. It is worth it. At a low level, if you learn how to work the auction house alongside your professions and alongside picking up everything, all the grays and everything, and selling it, you will never struggle for money as you level up. You will never hit that wall that some people hit where they go to learn their class abilities and they don't have enough money to afford them. Work the auction house, pick up everything, sell it. Do not leave anything behind. Trust me when I say that Classic WoW can teach you that everything has value, and it can teach you as well how to save and manage money. I'm serious. Anyway though, guys, that's it. Build a good reputation. Don't forget your class quests. Sell everything. Take your time, and so on and so forth. These are my tips for having a very enjoyable and very stress-free level up experience in Classic WoW. Now, there's other tips I could give you guys, like places you could quest at for good rewards, or I could tell you about awesome quest lines that reward you with good storytelling as well as good items. There's tons of stuff I could talk about. So if you guys would like some more kind of informational Classic WoW stuff sort of videos, feel free to leave a comment below and share with me your thoughts, because I'm more than willing to share some of my knowledge with you guys, because come on, I think it's fun. I'm excited to play Classic, and I hope you guys are too. As always, a big shout out to everybody that supports me over on patreon.com. You guys are awesome. And for those of you guys that watch me over on twitch.tv on a weekly basis, you guys are great too. You guys always make the game so much more fun. You guys allow me to do what I love for a living, and I'm very thankful for that. So everybody, thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.